What happened at your work that caused multiple people to all quit at once? The day our restaurant's entire staff walked out started when our new manager Jake decided to teach us about respect. I'd been a server at this family restaurant for 2 years. The owner's daughter had just hired Jake after he bragged about turning around failing restaurants. His first week, he installed security cameras pointed directly at our tip jars. "I need to monitor theft," he announced during our Monday meeting. We all exchanged glances but stayed quiet. Tips were how we survived. We made $2.13 an hour plus whatever customers left us. By Wednesday, Jake had implemented his new tip pooling system. All tips went into a lockbox that only he controlled. At the end of each shift, he'd redistribute them based on his performance evaluations. "This ensures fairness," he explained, while pocketing what looked like a 20 from the box when he thought nobody was watching. The first night under the new system, I'd busted my ass serving a 12-top anniversary party. They left me $150 cash directly in my hand, telling me I'd made their night special. Jake immediately confiscated it. "All tips go through me now," he said, stuffing my money into his lockbox. At the end of my shift, he handed me $23. "You seem distracted tonight." By Friday, the math wasn't adding up for anyone. Sarah had served the mayor's family and received a $200 tip on a credit card. Jake gave her $31 at closing. Maria worked a double shift during a busy lunch rush, easily earned $180 in tips, but walked away with $19. "Maybe you all need to work harder," Jake shrugged when we questioned the discrepancies. That's when I started paying attention. Jake wore a different expensive watch every day, new designer shoes. His beat-up Honda had been replaced by a BMW with temporary plates. Friday night during our dinner rush, everything exploded. The restaurant was packed, we were running on fumes, and Jake was standing by the host stand scrolling through his phone instead of helping. Mrs. Patterson, our regular customer for 15 years, started choking at table 6. I immediately rushed over and performed the Heimlich maneuver until she could breathe again. The entire restaurant erupted in applause when she was okay. Later, Jake pulled me aside. "Your little hero act disrupted the dinner atmosphere. 3 tables asked for their checks early because of the commotion." I stared at him in disbelief. "I just saved someone's life and cost us money," he replied coldly. "I'm docking everyone's tip pool tonight by 20% to compensate for lost revenue." That's when something snapped inside me. I looked around at my co-workers, Maria counting singles in her apron, trying to figure out gas money for tomorrow. James, a college student, looking defeated after working a double shift for practically nothing. Sarah wiping away tears because she couldn't afford her daughter's medication this month. Meanwhile, Jake was scheduling his weekend golf trip on his brand new iPhone. I untied my apron, walked straight to his lockbox, and said loud enough for everyone to hear, "Give us our tips. All of them. Now." "Excuse me?" Jake stepped closer, trying to intimidate me. "You've been stealing from us for weeks. We know it, you know it, and if you don't open that box right now, I'm calling the labor board." His face went pale. "You can't prove anything." That's when Maria spoke up. "I've been keeping track. You owe me $340. "Same," said James. "About $280. One by one, every server started calculating their stolen wages out loud. The number was staggering. Over $2,000 in just 1 week. Jake tried to backpedal. "Look, there might have been some miscalculations." "Open the box," I said firmly. When he reluctantly unlocked it, we found nearly $800 in cash, plus credit card tip receipts he'd never distributed. But more damning were the handwritten notes calculating how much he could skim without us noticing. I looked him dead in the eye and said, "I don't work for thieves." I untied my apron, placed it on the host stand, and walked toward the door. Within 5 minutes, all 8 servers had followed. Jake stood alone in a packed restaurant, frantically trying to take orders from angry customers, while the kitchen staff watched in amazement. The owner fired him the next morning and personally apologized to each of us. She also had to reimburse everyone for stolen tips after we showed her Jake's notes.